Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Cooperators. Back playing some more Blues and Bullets where we last left off. We just had like one of the most exciting moments in the game where basically, I was in like 20 years ago. I was playing as this guy. I was, shooting up Al Capone's place and trying to kill Al Capone, but shit didn't happen because.
At last, Mr. Ness. Please get in.
I think it is trying.
I could swear I've seen your face before. Sure. I'm the guy you served a slice of blueberry pie to 5 minutes ago. Thanks for remembering me.
What the fuck?
Please get in. I can't afford for you to catch a cold.
I think they're trying to follow as best to like an actual storyline to real events basically. Like Al Capone obviously was was like a kingpin mobster, bootlegger, booze, in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, no, 20s and 30s. I think the 40s he died. I gotta look. Hang on, let me double check this. 2 seconds. Al Capone. There you go, an American gangster. Alfonso Gabriel Capone, also known as Scarface, was actually born in Brooklyn, New York on January 17th, 1899. Died January 25th, 1947 in Palm Island, Miami Beach, Florida. How old was he when he died? Because that's a good 48 years, right? Yeah, 48, okay. So this has got to be happening around the time of the late 30s, early 40s.
Up where?
So get to the cable car. Okay, cool. But the vibrant colors and everything, like the red phones, the red dresses, the red carpet, this is all really cool. This game really had a lot of potential, and to be honest with you, the game still has potential. It really does. It's just hard to imagine the fact that that this game is going to be completely dead, which it pretty much is, which is upsetting. But no one would ever have the opportunity of being like, "Ooh, hello, those fishes." No one would ever have the opportunity to be like, why don't we buy the game from so-and-so and actually finish it ourselves? Because who actually owns this game?
Their forced landing in New Jersey almost cost the lives of over 100 passengers.
That's cool. I don't know who owns this game. Crowd of Monsters, right?
Nearly a fireball in midair. It would have burned down half the city.
Yeah, those Hindenburgs are basically just full of helium or hydrogen. And, they just burst into fucking flames. Anyway. I don't know who owns this game. Is it... Because obviously, Crowd of Monsters, it doesn't exist anymore. So who owns it now? There's got to be someone who owns it. And if it's still them, why don't they sell it to someone who will actually finish it?
Hey, Ryan.
Or just offer it to someone who will finish it. There are many ways that this game can definitely be finished, and it's always like those situations where these games get stuck in purgatory hell or in development hell, where it's in mid-finish and it never gets finished. Like the whole Sin franchise, that's another one. That was such a good fucking the Sin Emergence, such a good fucking game, and there were supposed to be episodes. If they just do one more episode just to wrap up the game, because they left it on such a big fucking cliffhanger, it's so goddamn upsetting. Same with this game, but it's still worth playing in my opinion. I don't know. I know a lot of people would be like, it's not worth playing if you can't find out what the rest of the story is. Use your imagination at this point. Make up your own story. Have your own story being told. We basically made the foundation. You finish the roof. But with a game like this, because I know it's more story driven.
Hey, you sure we don't know each other? I never lie, sir.
You'll find out why.
How high does this thing go?
I don't think I'll be comfortable in a cable car as well, especially with whatchamacallit, in the rain. Jesus, that Hindenburg is still fucking in the air. What do the Germans call it again? Zeppelin. It's like, my Fiona, we cannot do this one. Don't worry, my dear. We have Zeppelins. And just someone just lights a match. Whatever. I don't know why it's a fucking like safe vault type of door. Admittedly, like I don't want to say this, but admittedly, I kind of want to experience a Hindenburg ride. Kind of. Just being up in the air, but with a steady cruise control of like a cruise ship type. I still feel like it's gotta have some speed, like a little bit faster than a cruise boat, but basically getting from A to B a little bit faster instead of going around the waters.
Thanks for the pie.
What the fuck?
Welcome to the Grand Hindenburg Hotel. My name is Susan, and
Oh wow, a hotel in the...
Your name, please?
That is cool. Hotel in the middle of the sky.
Ness. Elliot Ness.
Thank you, Mr. Ness. Nice choice. Sounds genuine. And now, how can I help?
What the fuck?
I'm here to see Mr. Capone.
There's no Mr. Capone here, Mr. Ness.
Listen, Susan. I know more than 60 aliases for Al Capone, so you have two options. One is to delay my appointment with him until I guess the right one, which he is not going to like. The other is to send me through and earn my eternal gratitude and his. Your call.
He's in the presidential suite. Top floor at the end of the red carpet.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Thank you, Susan.
Have a pleasant stay at the Grand Hindenburg Hotel, Mr. Ness.
I gotta admit, I didn't realize that Capone, one of Capone's nicknames was Scarface.
The cable car to Santa Esperanza leaves in 3 minutes.
But I'm
It's going to be a quiet day, and suddenly the storm hits you.
But I'm assuming like that the nickname Scarface, obviously when they made the movie with Paul Muni back in the day, not Al Pacino's Scarface, Paul Muni's Scarface back in, I think it was in the 40s or 50s. I think it was Howard Hughes production back in the day. Anyway, the I'm assuming that Scarface is supposed to be.
They're in rehearsal.
I'm assuming that Scarface was.
Shakespeare's Titus Andronicus. They open in a couple of nights. Perhaps Mr. Capone can get you a ticket?
Capone? He's at this hotel? Gosh, I'd heard the opposite.
What the fuck? Anyway, I'm assuming that he was supposed to be based off on Al Capone in that movie, and then obviously years later, back in the 80s, then Al Pacino takes over the Scarface role, but not as Al Capone, more like as, I don't know, I guess just just a Colombian drug lord. That's all what it really is. Oh, there we go. Now I can jog. Or is it og? I think the J is silent. We're gonna do something called jogging, or is it ogging? I believe the J is silent. Oh, see, that's the one thing I'm not. That's the one thing I won't like about a Hindenburg. One of the major things that I definitely won't like is that it can. You light a match and the fucking thing can go up into flames. And no, it's not gonna be like one of those situations like in that movie, that show. I don't know if anyone watches Archer, where they're in a Hindenburg.
Attention, please. The cable car to Santa Esperanza leaves in 2 minutes.
Where they're in a Hindenburg, but the Hindenburg doesn't use hydrogen; it uses helium. But they're both fucking flammable, so I don't think there really is anything else that can actually is lighter than air that can still lift something like this up in the air without causing so much goddamn damage. But the idea of having like a floating hotel, it is really cool. It's very BioShock Infinite. Jesus. I think they have to go on the top and they kind of just repel or descend down or something like that. Well, I think it's pretty much the same way how any window cleaner would do it, but Jesus. I'll clean this window on a fucking balcony. That is kind of nice.
Someday, maybe.
Being right in front of the fireworks. That's really dangerous, though. Very dangerous for the Hindenburg itself, because, you know, one of the firework goes off a little bit too close, and just sets on fire. But it is kind of cool. It is nice. Yeah, fucking figures. This thing steals his money. Oh, then at least get my change back. Yeah, 10 cents is a lot of cents back then. It's like $10. No. It's definitely like a buck 50. Hello. Just married. Do not disturb. Ooh, they banging. Well, you know what? Good for them. And so one day, my majestic flying wonder world purified this spinning city in the eternal fire. A. Ryan 1235. Yep, that's fucking, you know, that's comforting. Hey, let's look at a picture of a Hindenburg that's fucking on fire while being on a Hindenburg. I digress. So like I said, that's like one of my biggest fears of going on a Hindenburg is that. But it'd still be really cool, you know, having the luxury style of flying with like the cruise control of a ship, with having all the luxuries of like a cruise ship. You know, you could have a bar, a hotel, etc. Pool tables, and you know the whole shebang. So reach Capone's suite. I do like this deco. Very Asian. I like it. And
Nothing to worry about, my good man. What happens on the Hindenburg stays on the Hindenburg.
How can you work in a place like this?
You don't want to know where I worked before this, my good man.
try me.
Are you saying the law doesn't apply here?
We're too high up, my good man. The law has always preferred to look down.
You never had problems with the police?
Oh, many a one, my good man. In fact, what I'm cleaning up is today's first problem.
So that's a cop? Jesus. I was gonna say, I'm still pretty sure that there are, like, I don't care how high you are, there's definitely like some laws. Hindenburg Japanese Garden. It is nice. But did Al Capone ever was into this type of style? I'm just curious. Like I said, I feel like that like they're kind of like mucking up the truth a little just to make it more appealing to the actual game itself. No judgment at all whatsoever. I'm just, you know, just curious. The Amazing Charla, King of Knives. Throwing knives on a Hindenburg, and if he misses and it pierces through the friggin' the berg. Oh, hello. Oh, my veg. We've had many accidents here. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, and wait. I BM'd. I had an accident. I BM'd.
Bravo!
Oh, shit. That's what people want to fucking see. And it's fucked up. It really is. Sorry about that, bud.
I'm sorry.
Realistically, these guys have to train. They're supposed to train under pressure, and they train, you know, with doing stuff like that. Obviously, they don't do it with a live person, but sometimes they do, because, you know, they said, like, I work better under that type of pressure. You need to find someone who's fucking brave enough to do it, though.
If it wasn't for my habit of checking all possible exits when I walk into the lion's den, I'd be a dead man.
But realistically, we're on a fucking Hindenburg. What am I gonna do? Jump out of the fucking Hindenburg and do I have a parachute? Alright, so
You
I've...
should be rotting in jail.
That's exactly what I've been doing for the last 19 and a half years.
He was in jail, okay. And then he was released.
Surprised what a little good behavior can do for a person.
He's definitely on his last days.
They asked me for my last words this time. I'm a lot closer to death than when I last saw you. As are you.
Why did you ask me here?
Why did you come?
I wanted to see if you'd improved with age. I'm glad to see the answer's no.
Aged like
You
milk.
said rot in jail. You really meant it, huh? Look, I didn't ask you here to find out who's got the snappiest comebacks. I want to hire you.
What?
I require your services as a detective.
And here's where the shoe fucking drops.
I don't know what your game is, but if your plan was to surprise me, you've succeeded.
Look, Ness. My granddaughter Sophia has been kidnapped. When what happened to my son, Vittorio, I put her in a boarding school. She was entered under a false surname, Colombo. Nobody knows who she is.
Nobody?
Only Milton, the man who brought you here. I trust him completely. 2 days ago, a guy turned up at the boarding school. He introduced himself as Guido Colombo, the girl's uncle, and her new legal guardian. He said her parents had just died in a tragic automobile accident. He produced all the relevant papers, driver's license, the custody document supposedly made out by the father, the death certificates. He explained away the fact that the girl didn't know him by saying he moved to Seattle before she was born.
Any clues?
Nah. Well, Sophia was wearing a blue dress with flowers that I personally ordered for her from Italy. She was also wearing white ballet shoes with daisies embroidered on them. As for the guy, the school principal said he was tall and slim, in his 50s. No particular accent. Black hair, no beard, no glasses. Well dressed. Could be anyone.
Yeah. Matching description with like a lot of...
Hired by one of my old associates. Someone wants to finish me once and for all. Maybe they want control of what's left of my organization. Maybe they hate my guts.
And I thought I was the only one who still hated you after 20 years. What else have you got?
I got this. And I got you.
You don't have me. My place is at my diner. And your girl's not there.
Huh. So where should I be looking?
I don't know if any of this is actually like relevant or like
I'm not a
true.
anymore. Call the station.
The station. Are you serious? The cops are rotten to the core. I should know. I helped make them that way.
Well, it's your fault.
So why me?
20 years ago, I pushed you to the edge. I bought your friends and killed the ones who couldn't be bought. I got you so obsessed with me that your wife ended up leaving you. When you had nothing left, you walked into my house, shot my bodyguards, and pointed a gun at me. You could have killed me. But you chose to restrain yourself. You even gave my son a lecture on ethics. You're the only honest man I know.
I don't know.
I'll do it. Not for you. For her.
I knew I got the right guy.
But I want something in return.
As you can see, I'm not short of money.
Oh,
Ask.
it's
I
not.
won't
It's
have
not about money.
You confess to any crime you like and go back to jail forever.
That won't be difficult. Since I got out of jail yesterday, I've committed a few.
Jesus.
I don't give a damn what happens to me, Ness. You just saved Sophia. And you can start by investigating
Carlo Boccarini.
How did you know?
Biggest forger in Santa Esperanza. Wouldn't surprise me if Sophia's so-called uncle's papers were made by him. Besides, he's been cursing your name ever since we put you in jail.
Hey, I treated him like a son.
After you killed his parents.
It's fucked
You
up.
were selling booze without my permission. Wait, you know where to find him?
I have a good contact at the station. A girl. Rookie. Straight arrow. Reliable.
A girl. You saying you trust her?
You are such a chauvinist. Do you trust me?
Deal?
I should punch him, but fine.
That's a
Like I said, I don't know if any of this shit is actually relevant, and I seriously doubt that it actually is.
Milton and Faulkner
Even...
all times, huh? You hear me?
I know you from somewhere.
Even if, like, this game was actually finished and I said, oh, you should go back to jail, Capone never did go back to jail. He served, 19 years, and then he moved to Florida. So if anything, the realistically would have been, you go to exile, I want you out of here.
You should be running. I'm never going to help you. Why me?
I'm not asking you to help me.
I'm not a ghost.
So if I would have said, oh, go to exile, and be like, oh yeah, fine, absolutely, I'll go to exile. I know I have a good place in Florida that I can go to in Palm Island.
This town has become a jungle.
But realistically, I think he only went there because of a hospital, if I'm not mistaken.
Steal the last scraps of dignity.
Because he was dying. I forgot what he had. I think he had like
Judge them but for his
shit. I know he had a stroke and then he died. But yeah, Hopkins disease? No. It was something else.
Esperanza I was born in was a clean town.
I think it's going on its own, honestly. Okay, now shit's being weird now. Just more fun shooting shit because, they didn't have enough gunfight. Oh, come on with this fucking noise. They didn't have enough gunfights in this game, apparently. Which, in my opinion, you're right, they did not. And the game, like I said, is too linear, kind of like a rail shooter in a way. But I don't know. I feel like it is somewhat of a different experience. But I feel like it's more of a fucking tease, in my opinion. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Rebuilt my life. Got my feet back on the ground. But now he's back. And he's dragged me in.
Yeah, I feel like that scene should have been like a little bit more better or derivative, or I don't know, there's a certain word for that. That scene with Al Capone. Gonna have some OJ. You made a decision to have some OJ instead of whiskey. Try not to go back to the old ways and just stay clean as best as possible. So yeah, as I said, it would have been would have made more sense if I would have said go to exile, and he went to Florida. But like I said, he only went to Florida.
I found Carlo Boccarini.
I knew you would, Alice.
Write this down. 31 Wicker Avenue in Lakeview.
Thanks. Nice work.
Elliot, what do you want with him? He's got a hell of a file.
I think he's mixed up in a kidnapping, but my client doesn't want the police involved.
What are you getting yourself into? Who's your client?
Alice, I don't have
I
much
would rather not say.
I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks.
Anyway, if I'm not mistaken, he went to Florida because that was the only hospital that would take him, because people didn't want to take. The hospital did not want to take him because of his reputation. Like, oh, that's Al Capone. Oh, fuck him, and I want to take him. And this one hospital was like, okay, fuck it, we'll just take him. And yeah, I think that was it. And then he died at the age of 48 from a stroke and then a heart attack. Again, I could be mistaken on that.
31 Wicker Avenue. This is it.
You sure?
Oh, Milton's with us.
At last. That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
You were a mechanic?
You worked as a waiter?
I was a chef,
Hmm.
and not in any old kitchen. At the maximum security penitentiary on Gore Island. Can't think
Quite a
of
rep.
better way to do time. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf.
Alphonse.
On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what.
Alphonse.
So what now? You got a plan?
Take a look around in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
My pleasure.
Obviously, he knows Al Capone a little bit more personal, because obviously he's just calling him Alphonse. Now, on that note, we're going to have to end this game, or I'm sorry, we're going to have to end this episode right now. So next time in the Cooperators, we're going to continue with some more Blues and Bullets. We'll see you next time.